Hi, welcome back to How to Be an Amazing, Awesome Paralegal, Legal Secretary, or Legal Assistant. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the chase, and I'm going to tell you the two key fundamentals to a successful law practice. The number one is calendaring, calendaring, calendaring. I cannot stress the importance of a calendar. I recommend Outlook because number one, it's probably connected within your network. It's going to go to your attorney. It's going to come to you because you can share calendars and you can make notices pop up and often on your screen whenever you're sitting there at your computer, and then it'll pop up and tell you if you've got to do something the next day. Usually, if I'm calendaring a deadline, usually if I'm setting something out like 60 days and I put a reminder, working backwards every 15 days, every 30 days, and so forth. So that way, if you do have a summary judgment coming up, you want to know at least 15 days ahead, 30 days ahead, and whatever. And so when it comes to calendaring, most attorneys like to carry around a book. Some people use their phone and connect that in. Whatever your attorney uses, you're going to want to work with that because whatever their reliable way of calendaring is, usually it's their established way of calendaring. They've been doing it for years. You are generally not going to recommend a new method of calendaring unless the firm focus is changing. But usually if you're working for an attorney, they do have their own way of calendaring things, so you are going to have to work around that, and of course try to keep up with your own as well. But in regards to calendaring, you're going to want to know your deadlines. So once you file a pleading, how many deadlines, or if you are served with a complaint, you're going to want to know when you need to file an answer for your discovery deadlines, summary judgment, anything that needs a response. So you're going to want to go and of course, you can research and look at your state rules, civil rules, federal rules, whatever type of court you are in. Or if you're doing administrative law, I'm sure there are deadlines for things like other things as far as like other types of law, whatever kind of deadlines you're working with. That is the most important thing, is to keep up with deadlines and keep up with calendaring, whether it be when a client is coming in to all of your deadlines. And you can go in and you can look at your state rules, local rules, court rules, whatever you need to find out if there is a deadline or anything. You are going to want to calendar it and set ticklers or reminders. Now that we've got calendaring out of the way, and make sure you have backup as well. So if you do keep it in a book, if you have yearly books or whatever, do not throw them away. I'm going to say do not throw them away. I know some people try to get those big Matson calendar because I'm going to say this right now. It is a journal. It is a way of establishing that you have done attorney work product and things like that. So, God forbid there is a grievance or whatever, but you are going to want to go back at some time and see what was calendared perhaps. So, if you do have those, you're really going to want a way of organizing these calendars from the previous years. Generally, some attorneys keep the last 5 years, some keep all of them forever, but if you do have electronic, some people just keep it electronically because you can go back. But just try to make it easy, keep calendaring simple. I would recommend trying to learn and keep up with the way that your attorney likes to calendar things and set reminders for ticklers for things that are coming up, because you do not want to be, trying to come in on a case later and, beating yourself up for missing a deadline. And now the second important successful practice for a successful, sorry, I'm getting loopy here. successful law practice is following up on case statuses. Now, once you have something just sitting down there, don't be afraid to interact with our court system here. There are law clerks, there are people there to help you. So don't be afraid to get online and, Google whoever's court number that the case is in, and if somebody needs to make a decision, or if it needs to come from upstairs to downstairs from the court coordinator, or whoever things need to get to for a decision, like after a complaint is filed and you need that summons and things like that. Sometimes you have to call and network around. Sometimes you need to know whether or not a judge has made a decision on a case, or whether or not he has signed an order. And sometimes they do not put that information online. Now, it's very important to know. I'm going to tell you the two most important people that you are going to probably want to know that you will never meet. And those people are your county clerks and the district clerk's office. So for here in Houston, Harris County, of course, we have Stan Stannard as the Harris County Clerk's Office, and we have Chris Daniel as the Harris County District Clerk's Office. And those two people there, they do have websites established where you can go on and search and do things like that. And of course, a lot of them have local rules. They have links to the judges and things like that for their information. Sometimes judges and courts like that, they do have their own set of rules, so you are going to want to become familiar with that as well. And following up, getting in touch with your client, getting whatever you need for discovery. If you've sent things out and you haven't seen a response back yet, don't be afraid to call, send a follow-up letter, send thank you notes. I love sending thank you notes. So don't, get used to talking to people. I know it's a fear to feel like you're going to bother someone, but that's what they're there to do. They're there to help you. And especially, I'm going to tell you right now, the people at the Harris County District Clerk's Office, all of the court personnel, our court coordinators, they are there to help you, and they are generous. They're very nice people. If you need help trying to figure something out, those are the people that you are going to want to talk to. So you're always going to want to be nice. You're always going to want to be cordial. And that's why I'm recommending, if somebody in particularly goes out of their way to help you, or if you feel that somebody just really just helped you, they're being bombarded all day with just loads of questions, people, and things like that. So I feel like sometimes I do return the favor by sending in a thank you note if you got their name. They really do appreciate that. So following up with your clients, following up on your letters, following up on the case status, which goes hand in hand with calendaring and maintaining your deadlines, those are the two most important things for a successful law practice.